"What are you gonna do?" Selena said. "You'll see. Go." Beckendorf ducked behind a tree while I turned and yelled at the dragon. "Hey, lizard lips! Your breath smells like gasoline!" The dragon spewed black smoke out of its nostrils. It thundered towards me, shaking the ground. "Come on!" Annabeth grabbed my hand. We ran for the backside of the cliff. The dragon followed. "We have to hold it here," Annabeth said. The three of us readied our swords. The dragon reached us and lurched to a stop. It tilted its head like it couldn't believe that we'd been so foolish as to fight. Now that it had caught us, there were so many different ways it could kill us, it probably couldn't decide. We scattered as its first blast of fire turned the ground where we'd been standing into smoking pits of ashes. Then I saw Beckendorf above us at the top of the cliff, and I understood what he was trying to do. He needed a clear shot. I had to keep the dragon's attention. "Yeah!" I charged. I brought Riptide down on the dragon's foot and sliced off a talon. Its head creaked as it looked down at me. It seemed more confused than angry, like, "Why did you cut off my toe?" Then it opened its mouth, bearing 100 razor-sharp teeth. "Percy!" Annabeth warned. I stood my ground. "Just another second." "Percy!" And just before the dragon struck, Beckendorf launched himself off the rocks and landed on the dragon's neck. The dragon reared back and shot flames, trying to shake Beckendorf, but he held on like a cowboy as the monster bucked around. I watched in fascination as he ripped open a panel at the base of the dragon's head and yanked a wire. Instantly the dragon froze. Its eyes went dim. Suddenly, it was only the statue of a dragon, baring its teeth at the sky. Beckendorf slid down the dragon's neck. He collapsed at its tail, exhausted and breathing heavily. "Charlie!" Selena ran to him and gave him a big kiss on the cheek. "You did it!" Annabeth came up to me and squeezed my shoulder. "Hey, seaweed brain, you okay?" "Fine, I guess." I was thinking how close I'd come to being chopped into demigod hash in the dragon's mouth. "You did great." Annabeth's smile was a lot nicer than that stupid dragon's. "You too," I said shakily. "So, what do we do with the automaton?" Beckendorf wiped his forehead. Selena was still fussing over his cuts and bruises, and Beckendorf looked pretty distracted by the attention. I don't know," he said. "Maybe we can fix it, get it to guard the camp, but it could take months." "Worth trying," I said. I imagined having that bronze dragon in our fight against the Titan Lord Kronos. His monsters would think twice about attacking the camp if they had to face that thing. On the other hand, if the dragon decided to go berserk again and attack the campers, that would pretty much stink. "Did you see all the treasure in the anthill?" Beckendorf asked. "The magic weapons, the armor? That stuff could really help us." "And the bracelets," Selena said. "And the necklaces." I shuddered, remembering the smell of those tunnels. "I think it's an adventure for later. It would take an army of demigods even to get close to that treasure." "Maybe," Beckendorf said, "but what a treasure." Selena studied the frozen dragon. "Charlie, that was the bravest thing I ever saw. You jumping on that dragon." Beckendorf swallowed. Yeah, so, will you go to the fireworks with me?" Selena's face lit up. "Of course, you big dummy! I thought you'd never ask." Beckendorf suddenly looked a whole lot better. "Well, let's get back then. I bet capture the flag is over." I had to go barefoot because the acid had eaten completely through my shoe. When I kicked it off, I realized the goo had soaked into my sock and turned my foot red and raw. I leaned against Annabeth, and she helped me limp through the woods. Beckendorf and Selena walked ahead of us, holding hands, and we gave them some space.